This is my critical reflection for guerrilla filmmaking. My name is Jasmine Howell, and now I will begin. Okay, I'm going to run my critical reflection in 5 different stages. The first one is why I made the films the way I did. So I'll also be talking about the other films that I was inspired in, that I've seen, personal reasons, if I made the film for anyone in particular, academic sources also, and any errors that I made in the film. I will then be talking about if there was any problems that arose, such as camera, material, locations, finding participants, and if I overcome them or if I didn't. Moving on, I'll be talking about what I've learned from the modules, such as practicalities of filmmaking, guerrilla filmmaking, about film culture, about myself and the world more generally. Then I'll be talking about what I did with the films after I made them, if I put it on YouTube or if I did any other things on social media. Finally, I will conclude on why I believe my films are very successful in the guerrilla filmmaking manifesto that we was given. I will discuss my films in correspondence to the number they were given to on the module. The film numbers I have chosen were 1, 3 and 5. I have titled my 3 films. The first one is called Grave Home, the second was called Contemporary Loves You, and the third one is called My Difference to You. I will be referring to these titles when talking about each specific film. Okay, firstly, so why I made the films the way I did. I firstly made Grave Home the way I did because I looked at home and I kind of thought it was kind of basic. I kind of knew a lot of people would have took pictures of their homes and kind of, related to what home meant to them, but I kind of wanted to take it a bit further and be a bit more creative. And when I was thinking about home, I kind of thought about when my father passed away, visit him at the graveyard, and it's kind of his home, what his home was before when he was living is not perceived to be his home anymore. Therefore, I now read home as something to be temperamental, something that something that's not yours forever. I felt really connected with this question as I felt I could express myself more in, so I wanted to portray that through my narrative. My narration consists of me and my friend talking, having a discussion about death, me asking her questions, is she scared, and what she kind of believes is after death. There's a sense of realism when the train was going by, and I used that to full advantage by having that repeated 3 times over in my film, which there was something I didn't really consist of using throughout. When looking back over the film, I realised that it's quite slow. I used quite slow transitions and animation, and I think that worked well with the natural flow of the conversation, of the narration. One thing I really did like about this video is that when it ended, or when it kind of shows that it's ended with a black screen, but however the ending credits come up with my name and the title of the module, there's still like a voiceover playing, and it kind of shows that when things have ended, it's not really ended, which is just like life. My second film, Contemporary Loves You, I really enjoyed creating this film. I kind of related this film back to my other modules, such as forms of cinema, audiovisual criticism and experimental cinemas. There were 3 modules that I really enjoyed over the last 2-3 years, and I kind of wanted to use all my knowledge from all film modules and kind of bring it into these 3 kind of films that I was allowed to express my filmmaking in. The film that inspired me to kind of create this was Peace Touché by Martin Arnold in 1989. This was because of just everything. It just amazes me, the juxtaposition, the lighting, the re-editing, the colorization, everything just works so well together. It creates a never-ending loop of something. For example, like the kiss takes forever just to happen, and it's just really amazing. Okay, and my third film, My Difference to You. I made the film like this because since first year of university up until 3rd year, I've watched films that really, to me, made no sense. In researching things, everything does make sense to the filmmaker. So I kind of wanted to make something that more made sense to me, but I did want other people to get it. Like in preparation for this, I did ask people what do they do when they daydream. And a lot of people said to me, it was like 70% of me said that they look out the window. I wanted to kind of create like a surreal kind of daydream, but a very naturalistic. However, in hindsight to the question, what difference can you make? I wanted to make a difference into the viewers. Okay, so now I'll be talking about what problems arouse. I believe that many problems arose when I was doing this. I believe such as participants was not really such a factor for me because I wanted to create everything myself, even if it was me being in it or sounding it. I just wanted to do everything myself. I think maybe the materials limited me the most, as I really wanted to do more things creative. For example, I wanted to do the human rights issue question, and I wanted my human rights issue to be about straitjacket, something that's not really spoken about quite often, I would say. My original idea was for me to be in one of the theatre rooms with one spotlight and me sitting in a chair in a straitjacket. I mean, just kind of acting really frantic. This is a picture of me a few years back playing a zombie in a straitjacket. So as you can see, yes, I've kind of done it before and I really wanted to do it again. I kind of find it's a good way of expressing yourself. My first film, Grave Home, trains going past was actually my biggest barrier or letdown, I would say, in my first film. However, I used that to kind of overcome a problem. And for my third video, I know a lot of people may think that it was like an error or I had no time, but I really did know what I wanted to do with this film. I wanted people to sit and wonder, what was that? Because there was many times in class that I sat through things and like for example, Colour Bar by Simon Payne in 2004 just consists of colours on the screen, and I remember watching that and it really aggravated me. And I wanted to create something that not aggravated others but kind of saw where I was coming from, helped balance out the angle of the frame. However, I do think I could have borrowed some equipment from the university, such as a tripod. There's a music video by Rihanna called Disturbia, something that I wanted to share off the kind of movements I probably would have used if I did follow out on that question. However, I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of views or whatnot because I don't really use social media as much. However, I believe each one of my films maybe would have had a different type of audience. For more, my friend that was participating as the narration in the film, she called me up a few weeks ago and told me that she watched a video online when she was feeling down because she thought that the words were quite inspirational and it kind of made her want to do things. To conclude, I believe guerrilla filmmaking is very passionate when wanting to deliberately express something through camera. Many of the films that we saw, a lot of the people defended their country, their people, and showed that through any means way possible. So reach, and if they don't reach, they still keep trying and keep going on in no means way possible. Watching these films on the modules, I can definitely say that I haven't seen any better type of documentary. I really believe that guerrilla filmmaking shows the verisimilitude of the actual situation, the realism of everything that's going on. I understand that guerrilla filmmaking. Overall, I like to end on saying that I have really enjoyed the module. I have really learned a lot. My films overall had an element of all film modules that I have taken from first year to now in my last year. Guerrilla filmmaking is a very good module in understanding struggle and then overcoming that and working with that. And now I've come to the end of my critical reflection. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you. Goodbye.